So I think free is kind of an incredibly tempting human hot button, and sometimes it's great and sometimes it gets us into trouble. So I'll describe to you quickly the experiments we do. So in the experiments we do, we give people, we say, okay, what do you want, a Lindt truffle for 14 cents or Hershey Kiss for 1 penny? Almost everybody says 13 more cents for a better chocolate, it's a good deal because they can only take one of the other. Everybody understands the value of the Lindt is higher. Then we discount them both by 1 penny. Now, the difference in the quality is the same, the difference in price is the same, but now everybody goes for the free Hershey Kiss. And it's not about the transaction cost, it's not about all of those other explanations. The moment something becomes free, we go that route. So think financially. I said, what would you like? Here are 2 credit cards. One is 9% interest rate and costs you $100 a year. One is 14% interest rate, but it's free. People would basically go for the 14 free cards away from the other one, and as a consequence incur much more cost on average than they would otherwise. So we have this general tendency. Now, on the internet, we see it everywhere, right? People have huge value for free. So Google is for free. Gmail is free. Lots of services are free. Now, we see ads, and we don't think of them as paying, but it's free. Now, because free to 1 penny is such a big barrier, what's the chance we will pay $2.99 for another service? Very hard. And now, the other problem is that it's enough for one player to go free that everybody has to. So imagine that you have lots of people doing email, and every company charges you $5.99 a month. And now one company became free, right? Everybody would go there. There will be no way out of that. The moment you go into free, it's very hard to go back. And one way to think about how bad this can be is to think about what happened with banking. So think about something like free checking, free ATM, all of those things. How do you think the banks give it to you? Is it because they're nice people? Is it because they make enough money on the measly little amount that you have in your checking account to justify that? No. What happens is that in order to get free, they create a huge punitive system that comes on top of that. So here's what happened. Imagine that today is the end of the month, and you have $3 in your checking account, and your salary is coming in today. So you go ahead and you buy a latte for $3.50. And then you buy a book for $20. Then you buy another ice cream cone. And then at night, they settle your account. Now they could first put your salary in and then charge you, but they don't. They first charge you. They could first charge you for the small things and then for the big things. But no, they charge you first for the book, for the big things. So as a consequence, you made 3 overdraft transactions, $35 a piece. We're talking about $105 just in penalties. And this is how the system works, right? To give the majority of us free checking, we penalize, sadly, the poor individuals who don't have enough money in their checking account, they're not on top of it, and get penalized repeatedly. There are very few people who get penalized occasionally. There's a lot of people who basically pay a lot of money for these services. It's going to be very tough to take something that is free and get people to start paying for it. And one of the barriers is that it's very hard to figure out how much something is worth. So think about these videos that we're making right now, right? How much are they worth? How much would you pay for it? What would be your reservation price? It turns out people are really bad at it. What we usually do is we get used to what the market told us the value of something is. Cup of coffee is $2.50. Why? Is this really what we feel? No, this is what Starbucks told us. A can of Coke is $1. Why? That's what it is in a vending machine. It's not because that's what we feel. So there's a question of learning. It turns out that over time we learn what the value of something is in terms of money. In this case, we've learned it's free. Free for money. It costs something in terms of ads, but it's free in case of money. And it's very, very hard to change from that perspective. It's easy to start charging and charge different amount. Moving from free to charging something is going to be incredibly challenging.